Hey yogis, Josie here. Welcome back to the YogaLocal podcast. Today we're going to talk about trusting the process, because that's our theme next week as we work through our Anchor, Rise and Energize asana practices. So why are we kind of diving into this as a teaching? Well, yoga is a journey that offers us this opportunity to move towards more fulfillment, more happiness, more success, more understanding of ourselves, into that real kind of deep place of soul connection. However, most of us have no idea what that might look like or feel like. You know, the destination is, for want of a better word, blurry, and there's a level of trusting the process to get us there, you know, trusting in the teachings, trusting in the tradition, trusting in all the work that the ancient sages have done before us, laid this path before us to follow. Because often we don't know what the destination looks like, and you know, not having that as something to work towards can kind of create an obstacle to our growth. Right? So we need to learn to trust. My journey to trusting the process started way back in 2013 when I first kind of moved into exploring some of these teachings. I started through the 21-day meditation challenges by Deepak Chopra and his book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. So these kind of got me through a tough time, but also gave me that first kind of real soul desire to want to know more and to really kind of move down that path towards more health, more happiness. I certainly wasn't happy or healthy at the time. So, you know, I needed to find out more. I needed and wanted to get myself out of the situation that I was in and move into something a little more evolved, a little bit more healthy, and way more happier. But nothing about that decision made sense. I just quit my job as a journalist. I'd lost everything that I defined as myself, didn't really know who I was, and had no income, and so it didn't make any sense to go over to California and start learning these teachings, studying these teachings, paying for trainings, flying backwards and forwards to become qualified, and it really didn't make sense at all. But I trusted the process. I trusted that I was planting seeds that would at some point bear fruit. You know, I had no idea how. I didn't plan to be a yoga teacher. I didn't plan to have a yoga studio, and nothing about this was known to me at all. And if I hadn't have done that, then, you know, none of this would have happened. I'm not sure what else would have happened, but we do have to have this level of trust in something other than what actually is logical. We tend to kind of revere the mind and the intellect and what comes from a more logical mindset, and ignore some of that deep internal intuition, that wisdom that kind of pulls you into your next moment. And I was very much, now I can see, I was very much in that space of trusting the process and learning to surrender to what is, you know, the next step, whatever it is. These 7 spiritual laws were the start of something that has led to ultimately my growth here, my understanding of yoga and the tradition as a complete science. We all have to start somewhere, right? Deepak Chopra is probably the most commercial route in. But I'm not knocking it. These laws actually now, after I've gone through more trainings and broadened my knowledge of practice, I still think these laws are incredibly valuable, which is why I will be teaching them to whoever wants to join us on retreat in Morocco in May. Because I learned how to better manifest what I wanted out of life because of these teachings. And I want to share those with you and feed them into your daily experience in a way that you can absorb while we're out. Also nourishing ourselves in the Moroccan sunshine and with all that nourishing food, and just being able to really immerse and create a really held environment for us to start reflecting on how we can use these teachings to move us all towards more happiness, towards more success. So I'll give you a little flavour of the laws. There's 7 laws for 7 days, which is handy because we're there for 7 days, Saturday to Saturday. We arrive Saturday evening, so the first law we begin with is on Sunday, and that's the law of potential. So on Sunday, we learn to take time just to be. We create space. So day 1, Sunday, is all about how we start to create space for potential to unfold. Okay. Day 2 is the law of giving and receiving. So we start to open ourselves up to not just be, the ones that give, but also to recognize that nature works both ways, giving and receiving. So we'll explore that law on Tuesday. On Monday. Tuesday is all about the law of karma and understanding the power of our choice making through the law of karma. Then on Wednesday, it's the law of least effort. Everyone likes this one, or the sound of this one anyway, the law of least effort, maximum benefit, minimal effort. And this is kind of like recognizing that, sometimes we need to release our grip, let go, be more accepting. So our capacity for acceptance of situations, of circumstances, that's what we will be weaving into Wednesday. On Thursday, this is my favorite law, the law of intention and desire. This is when we start to get to manifest our deepest intentions, our soul desires. Nothing like frivolous. What are your deepest, dreamiest desires? What does success look like for you? What does happiness look like for you? And we start to sow those seeds, right? Those seeds of intention. The seeds that I planted back in 2013-14 that have got me here today. You're going to do some planting of your own, and we're going to see how they start to manifest, hopefully. So yeah, that's all about trusting the reason behind things through the law of intention and desire. Friday's law is about detachment, letting go, embracing uncertainty. So a lot of trusting the process here. And then on Saturday, it's all about recognizing ourselves as like part of nature's intelligence, right? We're born of nature, in nature. We are gifted, individually gifted with different talents, different traits, different qualities. And when we can start to recognize those and offer them out in service to others, in service to ourselves also, that's when that's what they call Dharma. That's when we start to move into a state of working with the universe, aligning with the universe, and from that space, life becomes super abundant because we're just in flow. We're aligned. And on Saturday, that is what the teaching that we'll be working with and using to help us move closer to our dreams, move closer to what we want from life, to align with our soul's desires and live life to its fullest potential. So I can't wait to start to bring these back. As I said, it's been a big full circle journey, starting from, you know, my first kind of steps on the path with Deepak Chopra, 21-day meditation challenges, taking that leap, traveling abroad, getting more into the teachings, more into the trainings, and then stepping into perfect health, Ayurveda, becoming more and more interested in yoga as a supportive kind of practice to help move me towards health and healing. And then obviously taking that further and becoming a yoga teacher and starting to use what I've learned, use my skills, use my the qualities that I have to bring that into a space where now I've got my own studio, working with my daughter, she's over there. And yeah, and it's like success to me. I think certainly, you know, life is a lot happier than what it was when I was stressed out, anxious, worried, overworked, and yeah, very, very unhappy. Almost 10 years ago now, 2013, October 2013 that was. So, I mean, no one says this is a quick fix. However, if we are willing to do the work, if we are willing to trust the process, if we tend to what we need, if we tend to our desires, if we water those little seedlings of intentions, if we watch them grow, over time they start to manifest into things that are just way out of our current imagination, right? So, you know, anything's possible. That's the law of potential on Sundays. Sunday's law of potential. And I think we forget how capable we are. We forget that, you know, we're plugged into something incredible in terms of life itself and having the gift of life, and we take it for granted and maybe not exploring it to its fullest. And these laws will just start to bring you back to your nature and bring you back to your to the idea of what's possible for you. So I can't wait to start to share them, and sharing them now with all that I've kind of continued to learn as I've trusted the process, as I've gone into more and more understanding of the tradition. Everything starts to have a new perspective on it. Everything leads to something else, and yeah, that kind of just emphasizes this teaching that we're going to be working with next week, trusting the process. Yeah, and just taking your hand off the steering wheel for a little while, trusting that something way bigger than you, way more intelligent than you, it is. The universe knows, right? Trusting in that and aligning with that as a route to move you towards what's meant for you, all that's meant for you. So no playing small. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I look forward to seeing you in class next week. And if you've got any questions about what we've talked about on this podcast, anything about the classes, if you're interested in the retreat, please let me know. You can ask questions in the comments, or you can email me at josie@yogalocal.co.uk. Okay, so that's it for this week. Thanks for listening, and thanks for paying attention, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.